But first, in Essex, a row of terraced houses destined for demolition is currently home to all sorts of visitors. An anonymous phone call to the council has brought enforcement team Rob down to investigate.
Hello, hello, hello. Oh, wow.
In this business, you don't have many happy surprises.
Right, okay.
It tends to go from bad to worse.
Okay. Wasn't aware it was this bad. We're going to have to get some sort of action done and get it all cleared, hopefully.
Well, you've got to serve notice on this, mate. This is disgusting.
They're not so concerned with the squatters, but the conditions they're living in.
A lot of this is domestic waste. It's probably coming from these guys that are living here, but there's no domestic collections because technically they shouldn't be here. So they're not getting their rubbish picked up. The easiest thing for them to do is chuck it straight outside their front door. These smells coming up, you can smell like human excrement, there's urine here, everything. So, yeah, this is a massive public health issue. We've had issues at this place on and off for a while now, but this is probably bordering one of the worst I've ever seen. It is bad, it's seriously bad.
But this is private property, and it's the responsibility of the landlord to clean it up.
You've got to get that landowner, speak to him now and get him down here.
Cool.
And see if he can get down here today.
All right, I'll tinkle him then.
When Rob patrols the perimeter, worse goes to worse.
Where these people are squatting, they've got no running water, they've got no toilet facilities, and as you can see on the floor, they're obviously coming out here to use the toilet, but they're just leaving human excrement all over the place.
Lovely. Cheers, matey. Thanks, babe. That was the landowner we just spoke to, and he's going to meet us over here about 2 o'clock so he can have a little look. I mean, he's blissfully unaware of basically what was going on by the sounds of it. So, you know, yeah, he's got to come over, he's going to have a look, and obviously we'll work with him to get it all cleared up.
While they wait for the landlord, the lads ponder the problem of squatters.
There is sympathy for the people that live in here. They've obviously come to England for a better life. They've obviously they're coming illegally, or they've come from Eastern Europe. And as you can see, what they're living in a rubbish tip. There's mice, there's rats, there's flies, the smell's really strong. They're preparing food outside. They're preparing food like a couple of feet away from a pile of rubbish. Having a look at the washing on the line, there's a little girl's dress on the line. So I think we're going to make a few further inquiries into this, because if there's children living here, we need to get social services down to have a word, because it's appalling for adults to be living in, so for children to be living here as well, it's not on at all.
Don't get me wrong, you know, people have got to live places, yes, okay, I'm not disagreeing with that, but, you know, it's just the rubbish aspect of it. It's just absolutely just terrible around the front. It's just tons and tons of rubbish. And yes, it does annoy me. But it's the job. It's what we do.
Until the landlord arrives, there's nothing more that Rob can do. In Essex, it's day 3 for Rob. The lorry has arrived to start the huge clean-up operation. What's it called? The grab lorry.
Happy days.
We come over the fence, it should be
Lovely.
Thank you.
Well, we was down here less than 24 hours ago. We've got the wheels in motion and we're going to start clearing it straight away. So yeah, it's a big positive, and working with a landlord, he was quite positive about it, so it's a good result all round, really.
The grabber gets grabbing, and as for the rats, well, they get running.
A new gadget we've invented in the street wardens called a rat catcher. It's just the amount of rats we've seen in this pile, there's every chance one could come towards you, so if we get a chance, we will use the rat catcher to quite good effect. It's surprising, really, because looking at the pile, you thought there's probably a truckload there, but you can see there's still more left, so we're going to split the landlord and get him back to pick up the rest of it.
But this might only be a temporary victory. What's needed is a long-term solution.
It's in his best interest, really, to start the ball rolling and get something done here, because otherwise it's going to cost them a fortune every time. So the best he can do is start the ball rolling, get the people out, get the land secured and go from there. And it's starting to look better already, so well pleased with it.
Time once again for Rob and his team to reflect on the human condition.
I just can't believe, you know, that people would live like this amongst all this rubbish with the rats and everything else. It just makes you wonder what they've actually come from. It's sad, really sad.
And like, they are squatting, yes, but they're trying to live as well. Everyone deserves a roof over their head, I suppose.
The immediate health hazard has been dealt with, but in cases like this, the worst advice is leave well alone. The problem could easily return.